of us have three main archangels that we work with. The first one being what day of the week that your birthday falls under, and then the other two you have to look at your astrological charts to see where your sun and moon are positioned at, and then that will tell you who your archangels are. Archangel Rafael rules Wednesday. I happen to be born on a Wednesday, so I had the intention of also calling upon Archangel Rafael. Surprisingly, he is known to be the Archangel of healing energy. His healing light is the color of emerald. So again, I started setting an intention before every session, and it felt really, really good, so I continued. And it's just to the angels, higher source, spirit guides, it's pretty much all one. And as I go into this deep place, allow the messages, information, and energy that is shared be of its highest light for the benefit of all hearers. Immediately, I started to move my left hand, and it was going to my solar plex, my right hand on my sacral chakra, and I knew it wasn't me, and it was Raphael. I immediately started crying because what that felt like was a mother, me, nurturing myself. And as you guys may have known from previous recordings,
today was unbelievable. I wept because of the fullness of the magnitude that I felt of this surge of vortex energy that engulfed through my whole entire body, through my mind. It didn't feel human, and I know that sounds silly, but it wasn't, and it wasn't a human being that was nurturing another human being. It was a powerful force and energy that was just engulfing me and just continuing to, it was like a cord, nurturing, healing energy. And I knew it was him. I knew it was his emerald energy light that was putting me to me. And it was healing me, and it really felt like it was me that was doing the nurturing, and he was just assisting. It was amazing. So don't ever don't give up on yourself, because when you get it, it is worth every weight and struggle that I would have. We are known as the healer of healers. We assist in any healing process. We assist your practitioners in homeopathic medicine. We are known
as the Archangel Rafael, we have come to heal. We cannot do this for you. You must be willing to do this on your own accord. Be willing and able to come forth and ask. We are getting a mixed signal around this subject of healing. This is going on the borderline of esoteric and physical. Your world loves to document and see proof and itemize and list and take notes and control. And although healing at some level could be, on other levels, there are human beings that have proven otherwise that cannot be noted, jot down, or even explained through science. This is why it has become such a subject of perplexity. Because there is enough proof in your world to start questioning. That is called faith. That is exactly what Jesus meant when he told the man, "Get up, your faith has made you free. It has set you free. It has made you well." It is our belief system. And we say this again, a belief is only a thought followed by an intense emotional feeling to bring about it to become a reality. And so when we say healing, this is why it brings up such confusion. You can only see the result of an illness or a pathogen because it comes, you can see it or feel it in the body. You cannot see it. This makes up a good valid point. You could feel it. You can feel when you are sick, but we say by the time you feel sick, it is the aftermath of the initial thought. You're just reaping the aftermath of what you kept thinking about. And we say this is the most challenging part for some of you, is to feel well when you are already feeling bad, sick, whatever the state of the pathogen is at that point in your stage of life. Some of you, it may be very strong, and we say you're reaping the rewards of the aftermath of an illness, and it will be most challenging for anyone to think of them well And how could you think yourself, well, you do it by the way you feel. And if the pathogen and aftermath of the illness is very strong, and you have not practiced the art, or it's not an art, if you have not practiced the feeling of wellness or the feeling of health and feeling good, it's very challenging. You will not do it. That is a strong statement, but we will stand behind this in the sense that whatever is done repetitiously, one refines their skills and gets better at it and sets a deeper groove. That's how your cells in your brain make synaptic connections. That's how your brain is formed, is by that neural synaptic connection. And a thought will synapse with the same connection that it did before it made that before the thought, or from a previous experience, meaning it makes the same synaptic connection, and thus it brings back old patterns and habits along with it, and thus making it more challenging for you to easily make a different thought and be able to do it immediately. It's imperative you make new synapses in your brain, and you are able to do this from your prefrontal cortex. We say this with urgency. Your prefrontal cortex holds less gigabytes in gigadrive if you were referring to a computer system. This is the most analogous, and we say if you have less hard drive, let's say you have 2 gigabytes in your prefrontal cortex, then you have on your subconscious mind 1 TB or 1 terabytes. That is 10 or 14 times more size and bigger capacity of memory than your prefrontal cortex because of the size and relative to the amount of storage space. So naturally, unconscious patterns, things that you do not have to think about, that is not done in the prefrontal cortex up here. It is done back here. That is why you're able to do 10 things at once and not think about it, because it's automatic. And it goes the same with automatic patterns and thoughts and emotions. You do not pay that much attention to this because, we do not know. It all perplexes us to see your world in a state that it is, and you humans do not care about your emotions and how you feel and how that impacts you. And we say this in a very concerned way, in a sense that it is because of the emotions that most of you get sick. Linda read the other day, or heard the other day, she read in the textbook, it's in your textbook, that stress is the silent killer. You hear this all the time. And actually, diagnostically, men actually get more heart attacks than women because of what your society says and puts stipulations on. You hear men don't cry, women are mean, and when they show emotions, they're bitches, and you hear this all the time, and you adopt this, and well, the result is, you're seeing the result. The heart attacks, the prescription medications, the sleeping pills, due to the human not being able to control his mind and silence it. It's rampant medication prescription. It desensitizes the neuron synapses in the brain, desensitizes it, almost loses the electric impulse it uses to make that connection with another cell. And this is most concerning to us. You must take heed to your emotions, dear ones. Healing, we will say that some of you, most of you, do not know this, and this is a key point. You all think that healing begins with going to the doctor or making the appointment or taking the medication. This is not so. This is the after. You are dealing with the after effects. That is the result. Healing begins in the state of mind. Healing begins with how you are feeling. If you can muster up the emotion of feeling happy or content or even laughing at anything that makes you joyous or laugh at that particular moment, that is healing. There was a human being that actually found out about this, that was in a severe state of cancer, or he had a severe state of illness and he was going to die in that hospital. And he made the decision, well, I'm going to laugh. And we believe that's what the video was called, how I laughed my way to health. He watched constantly comical movies, and that is how he healed. It's not rocket science. It's the power of your emotions. And if you are able to find some way to feel joyous, to feel happy in that particular moment, and not talk about how you are feeling, we understand you may be feeling terrible or physical pain or something rather. Linda does a very good job in, whenever she is feeling the pain, she said, I'm healing. That means I'm healing. I'm right on course. It's what you tell yourself, the art of suggestions. It's a little easier for her because of the profession she is in. She is also a natural healer. She also is assist in the healing of the masses with her abilities to heal. It is very strange to her. She is feeling this for the first time, meaning when she was a young child and an infant, and she believes she was told by her mother or the sisters, or her mother had said she was born with jaundice, and she was not held, and she was placed in the incubator, and we all know the physiological effects of human connection, human touch in regards to infancy, and how that infancy makes that connection with the a human and forms that bond and forms that intimate bond between the mother and child. She did not have this. And she did not have this nurturing. You may also take a look at this Maslow's hierarchy of needs. He did that. He was an excellent. We agree with everything this human says regards to the human hierarchy of needs and the stages. And this is also why you came here to this earth, is to feel. And if you haven't felt, to learn the skill set that is teaching you. So Linda is also realizing, well, she knew she did not get the nurturing and the affection of her mother due to the stages and what she had and thus forth. And many times she attempted to nurture herself and place her hands on herself, hold a pillow, hold a doll, write a letter. She did it all. Never giving up, she persisted, and she got a little closer and got a little closer. This is the only time she is feeling nurtured beyond. She is feeling as if her mother was holding her, or she was her mother. She is being a mother to herself for the first time and feeling it. This is most crucial because most of you have not got this. Most of you are getting the sense of connection, and most of you are getting your sense of intimacy, the nurturing from your husbands, from anything that's out there. That is why it is short-lived, and it will always be taken away. No one can 100% be there and nurture you for 100% of the time. You came into this world as individual humans, and you will leave as such. We will say you do not leave individual. We are saying this metaphorically, as you came into a human physical form as one human. You did not come as two. Otherwise, you would have someone right there. We are all energetic consciousness, mass consciousness, one. Again, you came into a physical form as one human, and you will leave as one human. What this is saying, you are able to give yourself the very things that you are inquiring in another. And most of you, this is rampant. The number one thing that human needs is to be nurtured, to feel loved, to feel connected, that intimacy. But intimacy only happens when you are able to be intimate with yourself and really feel it on a cellular level, like she is feeling for the first time. She did not think it was possible. She felt quite annoyed, in fact. She is feeling the most love, and she literally feels like she is her own mother. Just amazing. but one cannot have done this if their heart was not open and receptive. This is another point. You all want this, but yet you are extremely we will not say closed off. You are extremely guarded, like you are, your energy says, I'm being under attack any minute and I got to watch, and you watch from this space of the attacker, or the defender, that we should say. You all, and Linda was she was the worst of all. Always being defensive, always on guard. Think about that one. If you're always on guard, if you're always looking to see who, making sure no one's getting ready, you are operating from the lens of the defender, which means you also are thinking about someone attacking you, and you cannot have an 1 inch a door cracked. You cannot, not even a single edge supposed to move. No. And we also want to state that when one is operating from that lens of defender, I'm the attack. I don't want to get attacked. Someone is going to attack me. The defender lens. Then you are operating from your sympathetic nervous system, which in that sympathetic state, what does the body do? The body thinks it's under attack, and so it won't shut off your heart, but it will have your blood go to the extremities and the somatic part of your muscles to do what it needs to do under attack, under an extreme fight or flight response. So it does not have, your heart is not open, your heart is actually working twice as hard to be able to pump out the blood to your arteries so that your muscles can move the way it needs to under attack. And this is how you operate all the time, with your heart pumping and overworked and emotionally shut off because it cannot afford to wait and feel and slow down and to feel anything else but the attack. When you are operating from that sympathetic, the state of defender, you also automatically operate from the subconscious mind, which was already stated that was learned, humans learn this by the time they were 6 years old. The brain is in the theta and delta stage from the age of 6 and lower. The brain wave is slow enough that it is considered the child is not conscious, it is unconscious. And using the hard drive as the example, you take a new computer and it's nothing on there but what you put on that computer, what you put on that hard drive. So whatever it sees, whatever it feels, whatever it looks, it's whatever your experiences are, that is the subconscious, and you have been operating from that subconscious for your whole life. We say whenever there is an automatic you doing anything that has to do with your fight or flight response. It is operating from the subconscious because it needs to act fast. And which one acts faster? The giga drive with a less hard drive, or the one with more hard drive? The TB, 1 TB, or 2 gigabytes? The TB, the terabytes, for sure. So the terabyte will win due to the more accessible hard drive and the faster speed of the transmission. This is why this subconscious always will react to your situation under stress response, because it needs to act fast. And the prefrontal cortex does not have the capacity to act fast because it acts very slow because of the hard drive that it has. It does not have that much relative to the subconscious mind. So it will automatically go through its memory banks and pick up an old memory that you did before, and it will react in the same way. And this is why it's so hard to change an old habit, such as, anger, what you tell yourself. And Linda just had a falling out with herself the other day when she was studying. She does not want us to say this, but we will, as a perfect example. She was doing very well of telling herself good things and saying very nice things to herself. And yesterday she was studying and she could not remember what part that she was studying, and she called herself a very terrible name. And you all do this to yourself, and you slip up and you will get it. You won't get it right all the time. Now, when the last time she did this was quite a while, nonetheless it reared its ugly head. It's very easy to ignore yourself. Even you all do this also. You don't have any access in communication with your inner being, with yourself, because you just don't even think it's there. You ignore it. And you wonder why your significant other says you are distant, or you never talk about anything, or you feel lonely. You feel lonely because you are abandoning yourself. No wonder everyone is abandoning you. Linda had this very same thing. She is no different. Partners always abandoning. And I'm wondering why. There's something wrong with it. She knows too much for her to put it out there. And so, humbly and with humility, I better fix this. I better do something about this. And she knew that she was abandoning herself. When you can feel your own nurture as she is feeling right now, you won't want to get it out there. You won't need it.
And if you are consistent enough and persistent enough to know your worth and to know that you are worth getting it, as she did, when you learn this skill set, the partner that you will get after that is far beyond what you exceed. You will get and receive someone who is so nurturing and so loving. Why? Because you're that to yourself. This one was a very hard one to get for her, because she had partners and men shower her with this at first, shower her, and then would underneath her foot just leave, and it would just be all of a sudden. And suddenly, and that is exactly to the letter. It's what she is doing with herself. Leaving on the first sign of emotion, leaving on the first sign of something good, and at the first she would leave, and she abandons herself all the time. Now, we are not scolding her. She understands this, so she is not minding us telling this and saying so. But this is what we mean with the emotions and the skill set that is the gem, the hidden nugget, the golden nugget that you will learn if you cultivate this skill set. You all won't have failed marriages if you learn the skill set of nurturing yourself and really feel it and get it on a cellular level. You all would have happy marriages, because you all will understand the concept of giving yourself that nurturing. And she understands, and she had one too many people leaving and abandoning, that she had realized, said, I want to give it to myself so that no one is abandoning me anymore. No one is leaving anymore. I need to get this myself so that I can be self-sufficient and have it. And when you get that skill set, then your 2 feet is on the ground, and you can talk to, doesn't matter how smart the masses are, what degrees, or if they're an expert on communication or manipulation, no one will be able to push you. Your roots will be so deep on the ground, and you will know who you are, and you will be able to deal with the masses so very gracefully. This does take some doing, and you won't get it right the first time. Linda is 40, and she is just now feeling the nurture, that mother nurture that everyone was telling her about. You got to nurture yourself, and you got to be your own mother. Everybody says this, but no one knows how to do it. No one does. You are self-healers, every one of you. If you aren't strong enough yet, you call forth another healer so that they are able to give you that divine light. You all start where you are, and you don't believe in yourself,
enough to do this, then you have other people who see you for you. You say, do not believe anything that lowers your frequency or makes you feel bad, because that is also confirmation that is not you. Start believing when people give you compliments. And this goes against what we had also said of not believing people, just be self-sufficient. We will say you start where you are, and ultimately your ultimate goal, your ultimate destination is getting to the point to where you can lead your own life. But you all have not done this for quite some time. And you are taking orders from people. Like a puppet on a string being controlled. This big puppet controlled by a thin thread. This is quite analogous. A very thin thread controlling this huge wooden human puppet. You think that it takes a lot, and it does not. It could just be controlled by 3 little strings. It's so easy for humans to believe the worst case situation or scenario, and yet some of you can't even fathom to do this. You think it's hogwash, preposterous, it's stupid. We say, try it out. It certainly won't hurt you. Trying new things, thinking new ways, talking in a different way, giving compliments, that is all done with your prefrontal cortex. And Linda had read, some of you may also know this, the study of science and the clinical science had based upon an outcome, an algorithm of test subjects, and have recorded these test subjects. They were able to make a definitive connection of the percentage of how much is used from the prefrontal and to the unconscious. And they had said humans use about 5% of their brain being conscious. That is a very strong statement, meaning you're not learning anything new, whether it is from your mind, learning new ways of thinking, new ways of feeling, new ways of talking, or something literal as learning a new language, learning a new craft. Linda had learned, and she went surfing with her friend and client, and that she had never tried that before, and it was most fun. However, she got seasick and she almost threw up because of the waves being and she did not find this annoying, or she did not get mad. On the contrary, this was a new feeling for her, and she did not know that she could get sick on the waves and with the surfboard. This is most fascinating. It's learning new things, but it's also in the aspect of learning new ways of feeling, because you have taught your body through experience, and language is emotion to your body. You've all taught it very different things such as pain, abandonment. Linda had learned this one since when she was a baby. She was abandoned. So, of course, she's going to pick up partners that will abandon her. And it fits the pattern. The body, it's memorized the abandonment by the emotion, by the experience. And if you wonder what your body is memorizing right now, well, take a look at what's going on currently in your world, in your personal life, in your world. You all create your own world, so take a look at what you are getting back in your own world, in relative to anything. Are you getting people arguing with you? Are you getting people ignoring you? Are you getting people that's annoying? Are you getting partners that's argumentative? Are you getting back someone always pointing the finger and criticizing you? Are you getting someone that doesn't even talk to you? Are you getting whatever you're getting? Your body has remembered that feeling. It's the feeling. You have the experience, and it's the feeling of the experience that arises, and then the body will duplicate that. It's the feeling that I got when I had this. I felt when we had this argument, she's always, people are always attacking me, and then you will get people attacking you because of the feeling you're being attacked. Because that experience led you to feel being attacked, and so therefore your body has memorized that particular emotion. It could be an enlightenment for all of you if you choose to have that, and to utilize it as a way of progressing and raising yourself to the next level of consciousness. To learn a new skill set of being self-sufficient. Being self-sufficient with your emotions and what you are giving to yourself. You can give yourself all of the emotions that you are needing and wanting. Some of you are pretending you don't need it, which that's saying worse. Humans need connection. You all knew this before coming into form. And one of the challenges and excitement, it's like a scary movie, what will happen next? And it's not a scary movie, it's an adventure, action, what's going to happen next? It's the excitement. Can they do it in this amount of time? It's the excitement of it all. And the excitement was, will I be able to give myself all of these things and know that I can and have the capability, or will I continue? How will I choose to get these things? How am I choosing to get these emotionally fulfillments, these needs met? Everyone has their free will, so everyone is going to choose differently than what you choose. And these emotions are analogous to a key to being as close as to your inner being in physical form. When you die, you automatically be one of us connected to the all that is. But in human form, the closest way you get there is the keys. And the keys to that is the emotions and learning the skill set of self-sufficiency, of giving yourself the very things that you need in another. It's not meant to be out there and expected. The skill set is in self-sufficiency. And some of you also say, I'm self-sufficient. I don't need a man. I don't. Oh, you hear this a lot with women. I do. I'm need a man. I don't. I'm the equal. It's equality. That is not it. Just because you are self-sufficient in your finances and we're talking about emotional sufficiency, emotionally self-sufficiency, and being guarded and saying, I am and I do not need a man to take care of me. I can take care of myself. This may be in the physical form and superficial on the outside, but you're empty on the inside. And you all have realized that no human being is meant to live on this earth alone. You all need each other. But you are operating from greed and take. So you take and you manipulate, and to others getting the emotion, you manipulate and take, and this is mine, and oh, you're mine. It's a very hard skill set, a very most challenging, but it could be done. You are seeing it in Linda right now. She never thought she would ever. And she got quite annoyed, threw things, and said, words we're not going to express. But she had said words, and she threw her hands up and very frustrated. Normally it does not take her a lot anyhow. However, a very frustrating feeling for her. She did everything, putting her hands on it like she is now, and hugging the pillow, even getting a heavy blanket, and it's a way of feeling the self-nurture. She even went to the extent of going to a cuddle party. Yes, she's quite embarrassed by this, but this is what she did everything to give herself, and she was, oh my goodness, what am I? But she kept trying. She is tenacious like this, and by the way, that is showing self-worth. We want to tell her this specifically. She is also wondering why she does not feel worthy or self-worthy. On the contrary, she has been feeling herself quite worthy. Otherwise, she would not be consistent at obtaining and conquering this in herself. I am going to get it right. I could do this. I can get this. Because she's saying, I'm worthy enough to get it. I will get this. That on the contrary, you all need to pause and give yourself some recognition that you have not been given yourself. If you had employees and they did a superb job, you would give them praise, right? Give yourself that. And whenever you tell yourself otherwise, you say, no, you know what, I am worthy, otherwise I would not be so persistent in getting this. You need to retrain yourself in what you say to yourself, the auto-suggestions, until this could be subconscious. And so, after the cuddle party, she felt very weird. I don't need this bad. And that was that. And she started, she actually let it go. That's what she did do. And she started, and this was why it came to her. Because she was holding her own resistance, and the frustration of not getting it was the very thing that was pushing that away. And so giving it up, and she kind of threw her hands in the air, and that's when it came to her. You all, it's not life doing you. You all hold the resistance up. You all have expectation. It is in that expectation where the very resistance lies. And you wonder why things aren't coming to you, because you have this expectation of how things should go. Give that up. When you give that how things should go in your life, and you drop that idea and you let life give you what you deserve, which was far more than what you ever would conceive possible, it will come so quickly you won't even believe it. And you think you're the victim, and you think life is unfair. No, you are unfair to you. Life isn't fair. You are life. Life isn't unfair to you. You are unfair to yourself of holding these expectations, and that is the resistance. You say, I don't expect anything. That is also an expectation. You thinking that you don't get anything, that is an expectation. So whether you don't expect anything or do expect anything, either or is an expectation. If you say, I expect it, that is one. And if you do expect, that is, of course, an expectation. And you say, I don't know, I give it up. I'm going to give it up to the universe. The universe knows exactly what I want and what I wish, and I leave it up to you to do it in the time frame that is most optimal for my benefit and the benefit of all. And you say it like this, it frees you, and that will come much faster. Linda was pushing that back for such a long time because she was frustrated. And to make matters worse, she was persistent, and she would try again and got more frustrated. Try again. She would try again. And this was what went on for years. Years. Give it up. When you have it, she just feels total bliss. She is saying, wow, I did not know that I could give this to myself. But is give up the expectations. Of getting it. Or you're frustrated because you didn't get it right, and then you try again. That is resistance. That is your own resistance. Try these concepts on, dear ones. We are never forcing or asking you to do anything, but see for yourself. Try it on. And in seeing it in Linda, because you actually see how she is feeling now, and some of you know how she used to be, well, that is proof. And that's the best teacher, is one that could teach by living it, by being it. You deserve this and more. You are gods of the most gods, light of all lights. You are divine heavenly beings who chose this special mission to come here on earth. And we salute you, and we cheer you on in the most delightful ways. We are rooting for you. And this is most exciting times. I come with much knowledge and wisdom, with divine healing power and light. All you need to do is ask. I am always here. We are always with you. I use the I to get the emphasis of how close I am to each one of you. You think we are out there. No, I am here with you now. That is how close we are. We are so close as the I. Someone says we'll be there. No. I am here. I will be with you. I am here. It's a different feeling you're getting now. Because I am everywhere. And you are everywhere. We all are everywhere. That's how powerful your energy is. Never forget this. Seek out knowledge, seek out truth. Seek out your truth by being inquisitive and seeking out answers through books and textbooks in science. And recognize that you are healers. Each one of you have this embedded in you. You were made this way. It's not a gift. It's embedded. It's who you are. Make this connection with the self, dear ones. Make that connection and reconnecting yourself with the part of you you forgot. We leave you this with wisdom and divine light and blessings to you all. Be at peace. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's crazy. And that, oh my God, holy cow.
And that finished exactly at 111. 111. Oh my gosh, the angels and numbers. 111. Oh my god. The number brings you 111, your urgent message that your thoughts are manifesting instantly, so keep your mindset focused upon your desires and any fearful thoughts to the heavens for transmutation. Wow. So, holy cow. It was a much different feeling than Zedkiel. Like, Archangel Rafael, he's actually you have 3 archangels with you at all times. Find out what day you were born. Like, I was born October 24th, 1979. That falls under a Wednesday. So you have, like, Sunday, the day of the week has each archangel. Sunday is Michael. Monday is I have it here. Tuesday is Zedkiel. So Sunday is Michael. Monday is Gabriel. Tuesday, Samuel. Wednesday, Raphael. Thursday, Sachiel. Friday, Aniel. Saturday, Cassiel and Uriel. And then you have your sun and moon. That's the most important. So where your sun is and where your moon is, that's what tells you what archangel you have. And my sun is in Scorpio, so it would be, that's Archangel Michael. He's my sun archangel, and then my moon is Archangel Gabriel, because my moon is in Sagittarius. So that's just a little, way of getting closer to having a closer affiliate with certain archangels because of your birthday. And so Raphael is Wednesday. So Aniel actually is she rules Venus, and Venus is in my chart. I'm saying all this because it's just how it all ties together. Her stone is emerald, and Raphael, his energetic stone to the human is emerald. So I just find that interesting. So I actually channeled him because it's Wednesday. He's also my archangel of the day, and he is of knowledge and healing. And he's just, it was just, wow. It was just so knowledge. He was just filled with this knowledge and nurture. It wasn't like this, I don't know, I can't explain it to you. It was just this healing energy of he was giving me his divine light, his energy, this divine just vortex of energy. And it was this like a mother, it was like a, whoa, it was like an earth mother. It was just crazy. It wasn't like a mother, like a human mother. It was like a